Coach, when you watched that play specifically with Bradley Chubb, your reaction a day later, is that something you submit to the league to ask about it for an explanation?
You know, in regards to officiating, you know, I'm just going to quote Sean Payton, who's a much more senior head coach than I am. We can't control poor officiating or awful calls, and we just go about it that way. And we still have to find a way to win the game, regardless of what's happening.
To follow up to that, they had a couple of same kind of, or one roughing the quarterback as well. Is there a new line you have to teach your players in terms of how to take the quarterback to the ground?
No.
The holding calls are way up in the first 2 weeks of the season.
You mean for us or around the league?
Around the league.
Okay.
By at least, I think the number's 40 more than last year at this time.
Is that right?
So is that something you have to address?
Yeah, we do. We have to, are you talking about offensive holding or just all holdings?
Offensive.
Okay. But I mean, is that the stat for all? Just offensive holding. Okay. Yeah, obviously it hurt us yesterday at different points in the game. We had 6 of them. And, you know, a lot of times, although we overcame a couple of them, those are drive stoppers. So, yeah, we've got to be able to block our guy without holding.
As you talk to the team and move forward, how do you balance the positive of them rebounding and coming back versus the way the game ended?
Well, we just have to. I mean, there was a lot of good out there yesterday on both sides of the ball, and but just wasn't enough in the final analysis for us to get the win. So we'll point out the good, applaud the good, and critique the not so good.
You use the term death by inches. Is that what we're witnessing now, and how do you fix it?
I don't know that we're witnessing that now. It's a valid question, though. I'm not. I don't think so. To me, death by inches is more what goes on during the week. You know, Monday through Saturday, and I feel like we haven't done that Monday through Saturday. You know, assuming you play on Sunday. But it's obvious, you know, make a valid question, you know, because of the holding penalties in particular that we've had, that is death by inches. Although a holding penalty is more than an inch. So, valid question, but I don't think so at this point.
How do you help Garrett Bowles when he has 1 or 2 and not make it turn into 3 or 4?
Yeah, and the unusual part of those, when you hear one guy got called for 4 holdings, your immediate thought is it's passing. You know, 3 of the 4 were on running plays. And he's just got to be a little bit more technique sound, you know, and I think he suffers from, you know, he thinks he's in good position sometimes and dumps the guy at the end where he thinks it's a legal block. We got to do a better job of explaining that to him. He's got to do a better job of listening to the explaining, but I think he can.
Coach, back to that roughing the passer call for just one moment. As controversial as it may be as written, it seems as though defenders cannot put the weight on the quarterback. Is there any solace in the fact that it was called as written, even though it may have been controversial?
It wasn't called as written.
Could you go through just how you measure 2-point conversion versus overtime? You know, because you think 2 yards is a better chance than beating the Bears in overtime? Is that part of the calculation?
It's part of it, but to me, the biggest part is just in your gut. You know, analytics is good, stats are good, but you just got to go with your gut sometimes. And my gut told me to go for 2 there. Doesn't mean I'll do it the next time. The harder one, really, the harder choice for me during the game was going for it on the 4th down in that drive. You know, because that was around midfield. And if we didn't get it, you know, they make a few yards, can get a field goal. So it would have gone from 6 to 9. That, to me, was more risky than the two-point play, although be it if we don't get the two-point play, we don't win right then and there. So, and I guess something that happened somewhere else around the league yesterday, somebody told me, I forget the game right now, where somebody did the exact same thing and didn't get it. So it's no guarantee. You know, two-point plays are about 50%, somewhere between 48 and 52% successful. So it's really a 50-50 proposition.
How do you arrive at the decision to go?
Excuse me?
How do you arrive at the decision to go for it? Is like educating involved, coordinators, how do you guys all?
No, that was my decision totally. And like I told you, it was just in my gut. And it wasn't, I had told them very early we were going to do it. So,
In the case of Garrett, you said you wanted to understand the explanation better on some of how he's finished those plays. Would there ever be an instance where you could just take him out for a series or two to let him clear his head, both for composure and maybe do teaching right there? Or is with Rodgers is the only option where you just kind of stuck?
yeah, I mean, with our depth the way it is at this point, you know, that's probably not an option.
If Reisner moving would be an option, you're not looking at something.
Yeah, we're not, you know, that could be a possible move, but, you know, it's one of the reasons we brought Rodgers up to not have to do that move.
With the 2-point, do you weigh in on the play call as well, if you say we're going for it?
Well, we have our 2-point, you know, we have a menu of 2-point plays up for the game, and we use the one that we think is best.
So James' injury maybe would affect the decision on Bowles, you know, whether to bench him, you know, or move Elijah over?
Not right now, it doesn't. Okay?
You let Callahan and Todd Davis, are they trending toward being available next week?
Yes,
And then Janovich and Joe Jones, will they up their activity?
hopefully.
How important is Todd Davis's leadership on the field and off?
It is important. Todd exhibited that last week during the practice once, and, you know, I hadn't, you know, you got to remember Todd hadn't practiced since, I think it was the first day of training camp he got hurt. So I haven't seen a lot of Todd recently. And, you know, he exhibited some leadership out there on the practice field, I believe it was last Wednesday. And so I saw it firsthand then. So I think, yes, you know, his leadership would be welcome.
What
Do
do you
you
see from?
expect to add more to the offensive?
Expect me?
Do you expect to add more to the offensive line for depth?
It's possible, but, you know, it all depends what's available.
The offense put together 2 outstanding drives late in the game. How do you get that offense rolling earlier in the game?
You know, we were moving it, but, you know, it seems like we've gotten into that midfield plus 45 area, and that's when a lot of our drives are stalled. You know, we haven't had as many series as most teams have probably had because, you know, we've been able to make a first down, 2 first downs, 3 first downs, and get us, you know, past the 50, you know, and then we've stalled out. So, but when we've got to get a few more explosive plays.
Was Spencer's performance at punt return closer to what you're looking for?
Yeah, I think he, you know, although he didn't have many opportunities, he's definitely, I think, an NFL quality returner at this point.
Coach, it seems like some of your players were frustrated with us asking about the lack of sacks. How do you get over the frustration, and especially with Aaron Rodgers on the horizon, and, you know, start getting home?
Yeah, you know, we've had 2 unusual games in that the other team's offense has run the ball more than they've thrown it, which is unusual in these days. We've been behind in both games, albeit yesterday, you know, it was 6-3 or 3-0, 3-3 for a long time. So it wasn't like it was grossly behind. And I think it's just going to be a combination of getting in better situations. But we had our chance yesterday in the rush on the last drive. And, you know, our rush wasn't good enough on that one.
Could you clarify that last play from scrimmage on the final second when the clock stopped? Did he give himself up and he was down there, or was he touched and he was down there? And did you think there was a second one?
No, I don't think there was. You know, they're assuming a lot there, and they will tell you that there has to be lag time you know, he went down at one, and, you know, nothing in life, in the world, happens simultaneously. There is lag time there, and they didn't deem there was lag time there.
Time for a few more for the coach. Vic, was there a coverage mistake on that play?
Yes.
Did they give you any explanation on the Montgomery touchdown, as far as if they were gonna review that? It looked pretty close.
Well, all touchdowns are reviewed, so we're always under the assumption that it's being reviewed.
When they look at that second issue, is also part of that is who's calling timeout? I mean, because the fans are just seeing one thing, and the TV just says.
Well, only one person can call timeout. Well, that's not, only one person can call timeout from the sideline, and that's the head coach. A player can call it.
It looked like they gave it to Trubisky.
Well, it still doesn't matter. A player can call timeout,
Right.
but nobody can call timeout until the guy is down.
Last one, Nikki.
The two games in totality, what's your general feeling of how Flacco is running the offense, how he's performed?
I think it's been, you know, overall been good. You know, that's a pretty good defense they went against yesterday, and he was able to, or we were able to, methodically move the ball at times and convert some third downs, and had a pretty good mix of run and pass. And I think Joe played well yesterday overall. Now, it's hard to say you've played well, but you only scored 14 points. You know, so we're not getting the points that we need to get out of our first downs. You know, we had, I believe, 27 first downs yesterday, and 14. You should get more than 14 points with 27 first downs.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.